Cruising is a popular vacation choice, especially for seniors, and I can understand why. But is it a good option if you're traveling alone? Hi, I'm John. Welcome to my channel where I share what I've learned about solo travel over the years. I used to think I'd hate cruising. I worried I'd be bored. Years ago, I took a trip to Bermuda with my late wife, and after a couple of days, I remember thinking, is this it, just riding around the island on a scooter? I figured a cruise would feel even more restrictive, and for some time, considering taking a cruise didn't appeal to me at all. But about 10 years ago, a friend convinced me to join him on an Alaska cruise that he had found at a discounted price. To my surprise, I really enjoyed it. Since then, I've taken several cruises, some of them with friends, but quite a few on my own. And I've found that, done right, it can be a great way to travel solo. The biggest advantage? Unpacking once. You board the ship, settle into your cabin, and then travel from place to place without the hassle of packing, unpacking, or dealing with hotels. That alone is a huge perk. Another thing I love is the variety of destinations. One of my favorite cruises took me around England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Belgium, Norway, and the Netherlands. 10 stops in 14 days. It was a fantastic way to experience different countries without constantly moving my luggage. When it comes to cruise accommodations, I usually book an inside cabin to save money. They're the same size as the other rooms, and since there's no window, they can be made pitch dark, perfect for a good night's sleep. Besides, I spend most of my time out and about on the ship. One concern that I think some solo travelers have is that they might feel a little bit lonely when they're by themselves. I've never had a problem with that. Cruisers tend to be friendly, and it's easy to strike up conversations. I often grab a drink, sit in a lounge, and end up chatting with people from all over the world. I also prefer the open seating dining. Instead of being assigned to the same table every night, I can show up at the dining room and ask to join a table where there's space. It's always interesting, and if I click with someone, well, we might meet up again later. If not, no big deal. One thing I didn't expect to enjoy so much was the entertainment. There's always a big theater show, live music, and smaller performances happening all around the ship. On one Holland America cruise, I had a little evening routine. I'd grab a martini at happy hour, have dinner with new people, watch the main show, and then end the night at the piano bar or listening to the B.B. King Blues Band. It was fantastic.
You're fine. It's okay. Show the world that you're mine. Coming down is what it sure is fun. Go, baby, driving me crazy. Goodness gracious, great bowl of fire.
I've also found that if you want to stay active on a cruise, it's surprisingly easy. Most ships have a walking or jogging track on the upper decks, and it's a great way to get fresh air and take in the views while getting in your steps. And I make a habit of taking the stairs instead of the elevators. On some ships, that can really add up. And of course, there's always the gym if you want to do a workout, use treadmills, or take a fitness class. So while there's plenty of relaxation, you don't have to worry about being stuck in one place without ways to stay moving. The food on cruise ships is usually quite good, and there's something available almost 24 hours a day. I tend to like to start my day with breakfast in the dining room where I can enjoy a leisurely meal with good coffee and maybe chat with a few fellow travelers. The rest of the day, I keep things lighter, grabbing a salad, some fresh fruit, or something quick from the buffet. And in the evening, I like to sit down for a proper meal in the dining room, which is always a nice experience. Whether you want gourmet dining, casual options, or just a snack at any hour, there's no shortage of choices. Now, cruising solo isn't perfect. The biggest drawback is the cost. Most cruise lines charge nearly double for a solo traveler because they're losing out on a second paying guest who will be tempted to spend on the many optional extras. Occasionally, however, you can find deals on cruise itineraries where the solo supplement is lower, but there's usually still an extra solo supplement to pay. Another downside, at least for me, is if the cruise has too many sea days and not enough port stops. In this case, I tend to get a bit restless. Ships are comfortable, but after a while, I feel like I'm just wandering the same hallways. Sometimes, even though there's 1,800 other people on this boat, it feels like I'm on my own ship. If you're someone who enjoys days at sea, that might not be an issue. But for me, I prefer itineraries with frequent stops. So, is cruising a good choice for solo travelers? If you can find a cruise with a great itinerary at a reasonable price, absolutely. Some cruise lines even have solo cabins and organized meetups for solo travelers, which can help you if you're looking to connect with others. Some of the cruise lines, like Holland America and Princess, tend to have more mature clientele. They don't have all of the carnival like extras that some of the more family oriented cruise ships have, and that suits me just fine. If you haven't tried a solo cruise, I'd say give it a shot. You might be surprised, just like I was. Let me know in the comments. Have you cruised solo? What was your experience like? If you found this video helpful, hit me up with a like for more solo traveler tips. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.